So, welcome to the Agile Matrix Podcast, your go-to source for all things Agile. In today's episode, we're diving into the fascinating world of Kanban. Yes, you heard me right, Kanban. We're going to talk about the management method that is revolutionizing how teams manage their workflow and optimize productivity. I love that word, optimize. Okay, so we're going to look at it from its humble origins to its powerful applications in modern service delivery and value delivery as well. We're going to explore the in and outs, uncover practical strategies for implementing it in your own service delivery efforts. So what are we saying here? So if you've been used to Kanban, you're seasoned in the agile ways of working, or just beginning your journey, what am I going to tell you? Buckle up and get ready for an enlightening discussion on all things Kanban. So stay tuned for insights, for tips, for real-world examples that will transform how you approach service delivery forever. So don't touch that dial. The Agile Matrix Podcast starts right now. And I don't know if you observed, I'm wearing my Kanban shirt. What does this word mean? Stay tuned and you get to know more about it. So, welcome back. So now, how do we define Kanban? Like I said, I'm wearing my Kanban shirts. So before we dive into Kanban, let's get something clear. I got asked a question during one of my training classes the other day. And someone asked the question, is Kanban, is it a method, is it a methodology, or is it a framework? Really good question, actually. I mean, it took me back a bit and I was like, well, let me answer this. So let me just tell you what I told the person. So I said, okay, first of all, let's define these three things, right? What is a methodology? Now, in software engineering, we refer to a methodology as a process definition approach to software development and project management. A methodology contains prescriptive, defined workflows. It also has defined roles and responsibilities. Now, this means that they are specific to a domain, right? So they are applied in a specific domain. But then when we look at a framework, right? So let's look at a process framework. This is a bit different from methodology. In fact, it's referred to generally as an incomplete methodology, or you can look at it as a set of guardrails that is intended to have broader applicability, but requires customization for each context. So in other words, you have to customize to fill the blanks. It actually leaves blanks because it's a framework. It's a set of guardrails. There is space for contextual application, right? So, and Kanban is not a process, right? It's not a process framework. What is Kanban? Kanban is a management method or approach, right? That should be applied to an existing process or a way of working. Now, that line is one of the strengths of the Kanban method. It can be used to improve any which way you work. If you work in Scrum, if you work in a traditional team setting where you are a team of business analysts, a team of developers, a team of testers, Kanban can be used to improve what you do. Really powerful, right? Okay, let me not get lost there. Let's get back to that definition. So what is Kanban? Now, there's a way I define Kanban, right? I say it's a collection of strategies for optimizing the flow of value through a system. So what is the system? From when it starts, from when the work starts to when it finishes. Kanban is a collection of strategies and techniques and ideas that optimize the flow of value from the start of that process till the end. Now, why are we saying so? So how does Kanban look at value? Kanban looks at the work that enters into a system as a quick depreciating asset. In other words, the longer it stays in the system, the less value you get out of it in the end. So the Kanban ideology, like we say, is stop starting and start finishing. The Kanban ideology is if we can get the work to flow through the system quick enough, we retain more value at the end. So that's why Kanban strategies are put in place to optimize that flow. It's like clearing the runway for the plane to take off. That is Kanban. That's how Kanban looks. So what are we saying? So it's all about optimizing the flow. Get it? Make sense? It's all about optimizing the flow. So what are we saying? Kanban is intended to help you manage work better and to improve service delivery to the point where you consistently meet your customers' expectations. Good, isn't it? So it's meant to improve what you do and how you already do things. It's not designed to replace what you do. It's designed to improve how you do what you do. Now, there's some nuances in there because it brings about evolution as well, but we'll talk about that later. So now the question is, if Kanban is designed to improve what you currently do, how does Kanban do it? I can imagine that's the question you're asking, right? So within Kanban, we have 6 powerful general practices and we have 2 awesome principles. So we'll take a look at the principles first of all. So we have the service delivery principles and we have the change management principles. Those are the 2. But within the service delivery principles, we say number 1, understand and focus on the customer's needs and expectations. It's all about the customer in the end anyway. So we're saying understand and focus on those customers' needs and expectations. That's number 1. Number 2, we say manage the work, let the people self-organize around it. Number 3, this will sound familiar. We say regularly review the network of services and its policies in order to improve outcomes. So let me say that again. Regularly review the network of services and its policies to improve customer outcomes. Doesn't that sound like a retrospective to you? So you see, it's the same ideology. We're saying you have a network of services. Regularly review the policies that govern them to be sure you're getting the quickest flow of value from the start till the end to improve outcomes. Right? So review them regularly. Building feedback loops into the system to review every node in the system to improve the speed and the flow of value. So those are the service delivery principles. So it's service-oriented ideology. Then we have the change management principles. So we say number 1, start with what you do now. Start with what you do now. No need to change everything. Just start from where you are. And then interestingly, they're all connected. So start with what you do now. Number 1. Number 2, agree to pursue improvement through evolutionary change. Right? We believe more in evolution than revolution in the Kanban method. We believe in starting from what you do now. Once you regularly review the policies, things will improve. But we're saying as we're doing that, I agree to pursue improvement through evolutionary change. Right? That's number 2. Then number 3, we say encourage acts of leadership at all levels. Everyone in the system should be able to contribute to the betterment of the system. Ideas should be able to flow within the system. There should be a pool of ideas. The blessed place to be, the best place to be, where ideas, there's no scarcity of ideas. We're saying encourage that. Don't assume that leadership owns the ideas or leadership owns the intelligence. No, encourage acts of leadership at all levels. Right? So those are the principles. Then let's look at the 6 general practices. But before we jump into that, I have an announcement. Drum roll. It is going to be Kanban week on May the 20th, on the week commencing on May the 20th, Monday. Yes, I said it, Kanban week. Now you're wondering, what's Kanban week with this guy? So I don't know if I've mentioned it to you before, but I'm actually an accredited Kanban trainer. And starting on the 20th of May, I'm going to be training the following courses. So on 20th of May, on the Monday, I'll be training the Team Kanban Practitioner course. Now that course is designed for anyone that is within the Kanban implementation, but it's kind of like looking and thinking, what are these things what's happening here? I need to understand what's happening. And that course is designed for them to be able to play the rules of the game, understand how the game plays, so that they can actually contribute to their Kanban implementation in the organization. And this is good for team members, team leaders, whoever it is in an organization that either wants to understand how Kanban runs to be able to play the game, or is involved in the Kanban implementation and wants to be a good player of the game. So that is on the 20th, Monday the 20th of May. Now there's a Kanban system design course, which will be on the 21st and 22nd of May. Now that course is designed generally for project managers, scrum masters, team leads, delivery leads, anybody that is in a team that wants to be able to help them implement Kanban properly. So that course will show you how to implement Kanban and how to actually maintain a Kanban system, right? So that's the Kanban system design course. I mean, by the name, you can tell at the end of the course, you'll be able to confidently design a Kanban system. I've actually had people in my class that brought their organization's problems into the class and in the class designed a Kanban system that they're going to take back to work and do. That might be working for you. That might work for you as well. So then on the 23rd and 24th, there's a Kanban systems improvement course. And that course is designed to show you how to take a Kanban system, improve it, and then scale it through the organization. So the organization has an increased flow of value, an increased speed of the flow of value from one process to the next. Now, interestingly, the Kanban system design course and the Kanban systems improvement course are part one and part two of the Kanban management professional certification. So if you take those two courses, you leave at the end of those 4 days having the Kanban management professional certification, which means you have now been certified that we know that you can actually design a Kanban system, improve a Kanban system, and scale it through your organization. So that is Kanban Week, starting on the 20th of May, 2024. Now, see the link in the description you see the link for you can register for the courses in the description. So just check the description, you see the link there. So let's go back to the general practices, right? I mentioned that there were 6. Yep. Powerful practices. So number 1, what do we say? Can you guess? Can you guess? Okay, let's start. Okay, number 1 is visualize. What do we say? We say show the work, its flow. We say visualize the risk. We say build a visual model of how you work. Not how you wish you worked, but how you actually work. What are we saying? A picture is worth 10,000 words. You cannot optimize what you can't see. So what are you saying? Build a workflow for how you actually work. That way you can observe it, you can critique it, you can optimize it, you can improve it. Right? So we're saying bring all the invisible work out. Let's see. That's number 1. Number 2, like my shirt says, limit the work in progress, which is the WIP. So what are we saying? The WIP is the amount of work in progress at a certain time. Now in Kanban, we limit the WIP to balance utilization and still ensure flow of work, right? Now this brings to my mind Little's Law. Now if you know nothing about Little's Law, just come for Kanban week. You get to know Little's Law, you get to know the implications of Little's Law, and you get to know how to use it for your advantage. So like I said, Kanban week starting on the 20th of May, link in the description. Let's go on. Right? So then number 3, we say manage flow. That's what we're saying, an active management of the principles and the things involved that determine how flow works. The active management of them. If it's the work in progress, if it's the who is working on what ticket, if it's the time, whatever it is that you need to do, we're saying it's an active management of that to ensure an increase in flow. Right? And then number 4, we say make the policies explicit. Whatever policies that are running your team, don't make them implicit. There shouldn't be any I thought you knew. We're saying make the policies explicit. That's number 4. And then number 5, we say implement feedback loops. You have a system, a network of services. Implement feedback loops that can give you data on how to improve what you currently have running. That's number 5. And number 6, we say improve collaboratively, involve experimentally. What are we saying? Use data, be led by data. Improve using data. What is your cycle time? What is your lead time? What is your throughput? What are these things? Improve using data, right? So that's it. Now we've looked at the definition of Kanban, what it is not. We looked at the 2 principles. We looked at the 6 general practices. So we looked at Kanban in a nutshell. So, as we conclude today's episode, I hope anyway, and I'm sure you have, that you've gained valuable insights into the world of Kanban and its transformative potential for your service delivery efforts. Now, don't forget to hit that follow button on your favorite podcasting app so you can get updated on future episodes of the Agile Matrix Podcast. We've got plenty more exciting topics in store for you. So mark your calendars for the Kanban week. Remember, I'll be training Team Kanban Practitioner, Kanban System Design, and Kanban System Improvement courses all week, starting from the 20th of May. So check that link in the description to sign up for the courses and take your Agile journey to the next level. I'll leave with the wise words of Taichi Ono, the father of Toyota Production System. He says, don't look with your eyes, look with your feet. Don't think with your head, think with your hands. Fantastic. So what are we saying? Embrace the principles of Kanban and let your actions speak louder than words. Until next time, keep visualizing, keep optimizing, and flowing with Kanban. Cheers, everyone.